VC, welcome to 1988. Yes, I'm doing another one of these, a second week in a row. I'm kind of struggling for content here, I guess. So, there's a few I was going to do, but I don't know. Maybe eventually I will, but I'm just going to keep going with this for right now. It's 1988. I'm 15 years old, probably just starting high school. I think I don't remember. Time just kind of slips away from me, and I forget a bunch of shit. I remember minute, insignificant details or traumatic things that happened. But like when I started high school, because I know I stayed back in first grade or something because they said I wasn't mature enough to go into second, I think. So I was like a year behind. So I probably was starting high school at 15. I don't think I was really listening to a lot of these bands yet. Some of them I were like some of the hair metal, glam metal, sleaze metal type stuff that's in here. But some of the heavier stuff, I don't think I got into that yet. So a lot of these were the next year or the year after when I found like their later albums and I went backwards into the discography. So this is all alphabetized this time. I actually alphabetized them. Starting with Anthrax's State of Euphoria. They said it was rushed. They weren't happy with it. I thought it sounded good. Yeah, maybe there was some things about it that weren't really the greatest, but they have some good songs on here. It may not have been really the best sounding compared to Among the Living, I guess. Probably the one that I know the most is Antisocial. That was like the biggest hit, even though it's a cover song. The opening track, Be All I Know, is great. Make Me Laugh, I loved a lot. Of course, Antisocial, Who Cares Wins was great. I liked Schism. Misery Loves Company was based on Stephen King's novel Misery. And then, 13 finally. And then side D is a bunch of other shit. Antisocial in French, Friggin' in the Riggin', which is a cover. Parasite, which was Kiss, I think. La Sex, Pipeline, and a live version of Antisocial, because, let's have 3 versions, because that's the biggest hit that was on here, I guess. But I think it was a great album. Had a bunch of good songs on this. So there's that. This one, I actually didn't listen to this band. I knew the 3 big hits from this band that everybody else knows. Probably 2 of them at least. It's Blue Oyster Cult. This is Imaginos. This is kind of a concept album in a way. I don't really know. I only listened to this like maybe 3 times, but I like Blue Oyster Cult. I love the kind of music they play, but a lot of the times I couldn't really tell you the names of the songs. They have a remake of their own song, Astronomy, on here. I prefer the original one over this one. Del Rio song, I know that one. The Siege and Investiture of Baron von Frankenstein's Castle at Wesseria. That's a long-ass title. They have a song called Blue Oyster Cult, Imaginos. Bedtime Story for the Children of the Damned, I guess is what it's called. We're Dream World, paralleling our Earth in time and space. Invisible ones, less invisibles. Have sent an agent who will dream the dream of history. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's kind of a concept album in a way. This one is kind of hard to find. I haven't seen many copies of this anywhere. It's not real expensive either, but this is one of those Blue Oyster Cult albums you don't see a lot. In my area anyway, I've seen this one time and I bought it instantly because I had never seen it, and I haven't seen one since. So this is like, yeah, 88. So I think this is like their last album for a few years. Let's move on here. Britney Fox's self-titled album. Look at the hair on these guys. Just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. They really embraced the hair and glam metal look. But they're kind of bluesy in a way. Got Girls' School. That's the song that introduced me to this band. Another one of those songs as I get older, I'm just like, okay, these guys are in their 20s or whatever. I don't know exactly how old they were. Maybe early 20s, mid 20s. And they're talking about girls in high school. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird now that I look back. But when I was in high school, yeah, I'm in high school. Girls are in high school. But now when I'm 51 years old, it's kind of like, man, what are you guys thinking of? You're like going after high school girls? Anyway, they have Long Way to Love on here, which is a great tune. Save the Week was great. I like Don't Hide. And I think it was in America. That's a pretty good tune as well. I'm looking at these guys now, and this picture. They got some weird bulges going on in their pants. But, you know, whatever. I shouldn't be looking at that anyway. Why am I looking at that? Bullet Boys, self-titled. That's one of those bands I liked. Smooth Up In Ya. Another sexual song from the 80s. And then later on in life, I was kind of like, yeah, you know, fuck Bullet Boys. I mean, I only like that song and For the Love of Money, that's it. But then listening to this again, I bought this. It was fairly cheap. This sounds amazing. This is an awesome sounding album. It was well produced, and the songs are pretty good. Hard as a Rock is great. Smooth Up In Ya, of course. Shoot the Preacher Down was great. For the Love of Money, of course. Hell on My Wheels. Yeah, pretty good stuff, I think. They have got a weird look to them. I think they're supposed to be like a glam or hair metal, kind of sleaze metal, sort of, I guess. But they're looking more like a thrash band, in my opinion. So yeah, Bullet Boys. I listen to a lot of hair and glam metal in the late 80s. There's quite a bit in here, actually. There's some other stuff that's not. Cinderella's Long Cold Winter. This is an OG copy, so was the Bullet Boys and the Britney Fox. And what's that one I had? Oh, Blue Oyster Cult Imaginos. Long Cold Winter. This is my favorite Cinderella album. A lot of people like the Still Climbing is great, they say, and Heartbreak Station. Yeah, you know, whatever. This is the one I listen to all the fucking time. Just that song, Gypsy Road, man. That opening riff when it comes in. Always this is like, yeah, come on. But Bad Seamstress Blues, Falling Apart at the Seams, Gypsy Road. You know, don't know what you got till it's gone's on here. The Last Mile is great. Long Cold Winter. If you don't like it, Coming Home. I actually like every song in here. Second Wind's okay. Fire and Ice is alright as well. But yeah, I listened to this album a lot when it came out. Listened to it in high school during class. You know, I had the cassette player and I strung the earbud up through my sleeve, and I was sitting here like this listening to it. Yeah. Teacher didn't know, but one of my friends did, and he ratted me out, motherfucker. And we got Death, Leprosy. Another band I didn't really get into until Spiritual Healing, and then even after that, I didn't listen to anything after that, really. So that's when they release these Pinwheels. There isn't so many versions of these now. I just saw there's one of the versions coming out now of this. So if you need death albums, you can find them anywhere. It's just any kind of version you want, basically. It's crazy, except for is it Symbolic? I think it was Symbolic that you can't get easy. I don't remember. Leprosy, Born Dead, Left to Die, of course, Pull the Plug, Open Casket, Choke on It. This one took me a little while to get into, even though it's basically, Spiritual Healing is basically Leprosy 2, as a lot of people say. This one, they say, is better than Spiritual Healing, but Spiritual Healing was my introduction to this band, and that will be on a later year. But yeah, any Death album, they never put out a bad album. They put out great albums, and they put out good albums. Anybody that says any Death album sucks, they're crazy. Because no Death album sucks. There's good Death albums, and there's great Death albums. Just so you know, in my opinion. This one's out of the norm. This one just kind of, I don't know what it was about this band. It's like a pop band, dance. I'm not exactly sure what genre this is, but it's the Escape Club, Wild Wild West. I saw the video. I saw the video for the song Wild Wild West, and I was like, I really like that song. So I had to find the album. I have this, and I have a cassette of it. I actually have 2 cassettes of it because I forgot I bought one, and I bought another one. I found another one. But I don't know what it was about this band. Yeah, Wild Wild West is probably my favorite song on here. I couldn't really tell you any of the other songs, but I just bought it basically for that song. I mean, I could have tried to hunt down a single of it, I guess, but I wanted the album, so Wild Wild West, Escape Club. I don't think I've heard anything else by that band. Europe, Out of This World. A lot of people say this is so much better than the Final Countdown, but the Final Countdown put them on the map. But this is a great song, starting with Superstitious, great song. Let the Good Times Rock, great song. More Than Meets the Eye. Ready or Not, great. Sign of the Times. Never Say Die. Lights and Shadows, that's a great fucking song. Towers Calling, Tomorrow. Probably the favorites, of course, Superstitious, Let the Good Times Rock. More Than Meets the Eye, Ready or Not, Sign of the Times, and Lights and Shadows. Probably my favorites on here. So there's that. There's a lot today, so bear with me. I'm going as quick as I can. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I don't remember if I heard any Iron Maiden before this album. I saw the video for, what was it? Can I Play With Madness? I said, that's a pretty good song. I like that. And then I bought the album, and I was not impressed. I was like, I don't like this. And I think I gave it to somebody else. Because I'd only heard the one song, and I was like, this isn't the kind of music I really like. Now, this is a great album. I like a lot of Iron Maiden now. Some of the stuff's repetitive, the lyrics and stuff, but this got Moonchild, which is great. Kind of Play With Madness. The Evil That Men Do, terrific song. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. The Clairvoyant, Only the Good Die Young, amazing song. Amazing band, and not so much anymore. I'm not a big fan of their later work. Anything after this, I mean, Fear of the Dark was okay, but what's the other one with Send Your Daughter to the Slaughter? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son by Iron Maiden. And we're getting the more glam and hair here. It's Kingdom Come. I remember when this band came out, they're like, oh, it's a heavier Led Zeppelin. Listening to it now, yeah, I mean, he sings a little bit different than Robert Plant did. That other band that came out a few years ago, they sound more like Led Zeppelin than this band does. Greta Van Fleet, yeah, that's obvious Led Zeppelin ripoff, in my opinion. This band, not so much. He kind of sounds like Robert Plant, yes, but, I mean, not really. I don't think so. Lenny Wolf was also in, forgot the other band he was in. Living Out of Touch is great. What Love Can Be. Get It On, that was a big hit. Loving You. Yeah, Get It On is what made me buy this album. So Kingdom Come, self-titled. This is the first album I was exposed to by King Diamond, Them. And I didn't listen to anything after this for the longest time. I didn't even know about Conspiracy, and then he made a second Abigail sequel, and all the other ones he put out after this I didn't really, because I don't know, I was listening to so much stuff I couldn't keep up with anything. So we got let's see a minute here. We got Out from the Asylum, Welcome Home. This whole album is great because it's a concept album. Welcome Home, The Invisible Guest, T, Mother's Getting Weaker, Bye Bye Missy, A Broken Spell, The Accusation Chair, Them, Twilight Symphony, Coming Home. Just phenomenal playing by everybody on here, and King Diamond's lyrics and singing is just nothing I had ever heard of before. I play this for anybody that doesn't listen to any kind of metal, or actually, yeah, even if they listen to metal that they've never heard of King Diamond and they hear this, they're like, what the fuck is that? Why is he singing like that? It's like it's all theatrics. It's just, I don't know. That was before Ghost, you know. Megadeth, So Far So Good So What. 2 albums I need in my Megadeth discography. This one, Peace Sells. That's it. Possibly Endgame. I really like Endgame. I'd get Rust in Peace, maybe. I mean, I have that on cassette, the original, because all the copies on vinyl nowadays you can buy new are the remastered. And I listen to Rest in Peace, and this is a remastered version as well. And I listen to this and Rest in Peace a lot, and my friends listen to Rest in Peace a lot. I can hear the differences in the remasters, and I prefer the older ones. I'm so pissed. Let me a little story real quick. I saw this album at a kind of a thrift store place in Rutland. I mentioned it before, the Trading Post or whatever it was called. Their albums are seriously priced weird, overpriced, some of them. They had a copy of Megadeth, So Far So Good So What. And I knew I had this copy, and I knew it was a remaster, and that one was an OG. I think he was asking like $40 for it, or $50. And I said, no, I don't want to spend the money on that. I'm not a huge Megadeth fan, but I should have bought it because I prefer that one over this remaster. And I'm so pissed. Last time I went, it was gone, and I'm not going back there again because they're fucked. Anyway, Into the Lungs of Hell, Set the World Afire, Mary Jane, 502, In My Dark Sour Liar, Hook and Mouth. Every song on here is a banger. It's just so great. Anarchy in the UK was probably the only one that's not the greatest, even though that's what they released as a single. Wasn't a great cover, but whatever. We're getting closer. Of course, Megadeth, Injustice for All. The album that got me into heavier music. What does it say about this? Blackened. One. Harvester of Sorrow. Dyer's Eve. Eye of the Beholder. Just great album if you like Metallica. Ozzy's No Rest for the Wicked, Ozzy Osbourne. Miracle Man, I saw that video, and I knew Ozzy. I knew my mom had Blizzard of Oz on cassette. I had listened to that. I knew the album's on there. Miracle Man, Devil's Daughter, Crazy Babies, Breaking All the Rules, Bloodbath in Paradise, Fire in the Sky, Tattoo Dancer, Demon Alcohol. Honestly, the second side I think is my least favorite. Except for Bloodpath in Paradise. The last 3 songs, you know, I'm not a big fan of. Demon Alcohol was okay, but yeah, the Miracle Man, Devil's Daughter, Crazy Babies, Breaking All the Rules, and Bloodbath in Paradise, those are just amazing amazing songs. But yeah, the last 3 songs, not my favorite. But those other ones, yeah. Poison, Open Up and Say Ah. Yeah, I knew the other album too. Before this, they look less like girls on this. Love on the Rocks, Nothing But a Good Time. That was the first single, I think. Tearing Down the Walls, Look We Can't Touch, Fallen Angel, Every Rose Has Its Thorn, and of course Your Mama Don't Dance. So many bands do covers just to honor, the ones that came before them. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, just one of the best concept albums. Not much to say about this either, just listen to that 2-3 dozen times. Another album that kind of divides the fans of this band. This is kind of when they went. It's kind of when they went even more commercialized. The sound is even more produced. But I love this album. This is Scorpions, Savage Amusement. I knew Scorpions, from Rock You Like a Hurricane and No One Like You. And I saw the video for Rhythm of Love. And I'm like, oh, I want to get that album. Bought that album on cassette. I feel like this is an album I got in California. Because I remember riding in the car with my parents and I was listening to it on cassette. Oh, excuse me. And they wanted something to listen to. They couldn't get a radio station where we were. And I said I was listening to Scorpions, and they liked Scorpions. And they put it in. But I wasn't in California in '88, which is so weird because this came out in '88. So maybe we were going somewhere else. I have no idea. But anyway, Rhythm of Love. I like Don't Stop at the Top. Was great. Media Overkill was pretty good. Love on the Run. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of Scorpion fans are like, oh wow, that's way wicked overproduced. It's like their new album that came out, Believer, I think it was called. I listened to that. Super, super overproduced in my opinion. I swear to God, his vocals have got to be layered. Because the guy is older, and I can't imagine his voice is still that good. I mean, maybe, but come on, he's what, in his 70s maybe? And he still sounds exactly the same as he did in the 80s? I kind of find that hard to believe. But anyway, Slayer's South of Heaven. I absolutely love this album. It's slowed down from Rain and Blood, but this album is amazing. Just everything I love on here. South of Heaven, Silent Scream, Live on Dead, Behind the Crooked Cross, Mandatory Suicide's great, Ghosts of War is great, Read Between the Lies, Cleanse the Soul, Dissident Aggressor, Spill the Blood. Just fucking amazing Slayer album. This is a reissue, and it sounds great. I mean, I'd love to have an OG copy of that, but I don't want to pay the price for that. Oops. Suicidal Tendencies. How I Laughed Tomorrow When I Came Smile Today. What does it say about this album? This album got me through a lot of hard times in high school. It's got Trip on the Brain. This is a very, I don't want to say sad album, but a very thought-provoking, morose album, in my opinion. Really touches on depression and how they're feeling. Trip at the Brain, Hearing Voices, Pledge Your Allegiance, Hell I'll Laugh Tomorrow. It's definitely a song about depression. The Miracle. Surf and Slam is the only song in here that doesn't really fit the rest of the songs, I don't think. It's just basically an instrumental with them saying Surf and Slam a few times. If I Don't Wake Up. Sorry. One Too Many Times. The Feelings Back. This band has done a lot of albums where it's like the earlier stuff anyway, a lot of like depression and people trying to bring them down and shit. So yeah, this is one album that would probably be an album that changed my life. So we'll get to that later at some point. And the next one's a cassette because I don't have it on vinyl yet. Testaments, The New Order. Not the album that got me into Testament, but great album. Eerie Inhabitants, The New Order, Trial by Fire, Into the Pit, Disciples of the Watch, The Preacher, Nobody's Fault, Day of Reckoning, and an instrumental called Musical Death, A Dirge. Just amazing. Everybody knows Testament in this album. This is like one of their best albums. I got two more. We're almost done. It's a long video. Sorry about that. Violence, Eternal Nightmare. I like this album a lot. I also like Oppressing the Masses, which I do not own on any format. I had that on cassette, but this one is a better album than that one. Even though I like Oppressing the Masses as well. Eternal Nightmares, Serial Killer, Phobophobia, Calling in the Corner, TDS Take It As You Will, Bodies on Bodies, Kill on Command. 7 songs. But yeah, Eternal Nightmare. And last but not least, another band I never really got into until 10 years ago or so. I knew of the band, but Voivod, this is Dimension Hatross, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Going more toward the sci-fi thrashy. They're not so much as a chaotic noise anymore. Trouble Convictions, Manipulators, Macro Solutions and Mega Problems, Brain Scan, Psychic Vacuum, Cosmic Drama, Trouble Convictions, Experiment. Prologue, one of my songs, I guess. Yeah. This is a band I actually would have to sit down and listen to, just listen and do nothing else, because you miss a lot if you don't listen to Voivod. So there's the many albums from '88 that I'm a huge fan of. My favorite albums from that year. Next week I'm going to try to do something different. I haven't been buying a lot of stuff because I realized that I don't have a lot of money. So I think that's a lot of people's problems at the moment. Some people still are buying money. Buying money. I wish I could buy money. People are buying albums because they probably have better saving practices than I do. But I did sell a receiver yesterday and an old turntable and made a few bucks. Sold 3 records to the same guy that bought the receiver. I did tell him though if the receiver doesn't work, I'll give him his money back and he can bring it back to me. Hopefully it works. It worked last time I used it, so we shall see. I haven't heard anything yet, but we'll see. Anyway, until next time, rock on.